Morning team, it's me, your favourite, Jordan at the screen, and today I wish to talk to you about why there should be no women in media. Yes, you heard that one right. I know we need to respect women, but we also need to face hard facts. For those who have been living under a rock recently, the 13th Doctor has been announced as Jodie Whittaker, and this has sparked a bit of a discussion about the involvement of women, especially when they take male roles. There have been those on the ideological left screaming, you must accept the vagina. That was a very good impression of the ideological left, I rather trained. And then there are those on the ideological right who are screaming, you must refuse the vagina. Again, my amazing acting skills coming out. Discussions of the legitimacy of a female doctor aside, that's not what this video is about. I want to talk more about women in media. I completely fucking disagree with it. No, it's not that we have enough or that we need more. And no, we do not need quotas or any of this kind of garbage. But wait a second, I might hear you say. What if the role is for a woman? What if it's a mother or a daughter, or it is required that the person filling the role be an actress rather than an actor? Haha, you might think I've got you there. But no, that's not right, because what you're doing here is filling the role rather than for the woman, and that is the issue. See, because I don't like quotas, I want people in to be there on merit. But there are those who disagree. There are those who think we should enforce something such as the Bechdel test, which is kind of like the Athena Swan but for film and literature. The Bechdel test, for those who don't know, is comprised of 3 conditions. 1, it features 2 women who speak together, and the content of their speech is not about another man. Now, it's going to be pretty damn hard to pass that 3rd criteria, unless if you've got an all-female cast, because one thing you might tend to notice in film and TV and such like is that characters tend to speak with one another about other characters, especially if these characters have been involved in important events. That's how you advance the plot. So either you're going to completely remove all plot and thus have them not talk about the male characters, or you're going to have an all-female cast. Notice a slight issue with the Bechdel test? Irrespective. Even other feminists seem to have noticed that there are certain limitations to the Bechdel test. To quote geek feminism, and yes, I am going to quote geek feminism, fucking kill me. Passing the test shows only a very rudimentary level of female agency and independence in a work, and cannot be construed as any sort of guarantee of feminist or even rounded characterization. However, the purpose of the Bechdel test does not seem to be for the sake of creating better content, but for the sake of feminist virtue signalling. That kind of explains why so films pass the test. In fact, so few women care about it, because when people are successful, they are successful based upon their merit, not because of identity politics. But yes, so few women care about it, that many recent films that have been written and or directed by women fail the test. The Hurt Locker and Star Wars, for example. Not all Harry Potter films pass the test. And there are many films with strong female leads that also do not pass the test. Alien and Gravity do not pass, nor does The Lord of the Rings. And here's some big-name films that also failed the test. The Social Network, Avatar, the original Star Wars trilogy, Run Lola Run, Finding Nemo, 500 Days of Summer, The Avengers, The Blind Side, The Little Mermaid, Breakfast at Tiffany's, Citizen Kane. The list goes on. Does that mean these films suck because they failed the Bechdel test? Is the Bechdel test a threshold of success or merit? No, the Bechdel test is garbage because it's based on identity politics. Let me put it like this, in a more modern term. Consider the no girls on the internet trope or meme. Some of you may have seen the text from 4chan. For those who have not, I shall read it out for you now. If I can pontificate a bit for your edification, one of the rules of the internet is there are no girls on the internet. This rule does not mean what you think it means. In real life, people like you for being a girl, but they want to fuck you. So they pay attention to you and they pretend what you have to say is interesting, or that you are smart or clever. On the internet, we don't have the chance to fuck you. This means the advantage of being a girl does not exist. You don't get a bonus to conversation just because I like to put my cock in you. When you make a post like, duh, I'm a girl, you are begging for attention. The only reason to post it is because you want your girl advantage back, because you are too vapid and too stupid to do or say anything interesting without it. You are forgetting the rules. There are no girls on the internet. The one exception to this rule, the one way you can get your girlness back on the internet, is to post your tits. This is, and should be, degrading for you, an admission that the only interesting thing about you is your naked body. So too long didn't read? Tits, or get the fuck out. Do not take away from this that women are therefore prohibited from the internet. It's just that using women or being a girl as an identity or as some sort of trait or badge on the internet is pointless. You do not gain some sort of advantage just for being female in media. That is true for film and TV as well. And so we can see some modern day examples of where they try to use vagina as an excuse. Take that walking miscarriage of a film, Ghostbusters. I've had shits the morning after a night out that were far more entertaining and delightful than that waste of space film. If you don't get the metaphor, the film is shit. And no, not because it has 4 female leads, but because everything about it was just garbage. It sucked ass because it was poorly written, poorly acted, the casting was just terrible, everything about it was just shit. I'm not here to be a film critic, so I'm going to have to keep this short. So, instead, let us compare and contrast this to another film, say, Wonder Woman. Brilliant film, huge success. It was a good film. Good story. It was well written, the acting was on point, the fight scenes were cool. It was an enjoyable film. It was visually stunning. Goddamn was she visually stunning. But that's the fucking difference. Ghostbusters was putting women in media. It was vagina. Wonder Woman, on the other hand, focused on being a good film and just so happened to have a female lead. Notice the difference? Because if you're going to bring them in because women, then you are reducing them to nothing more than just being women. They are here to be women. They are here to pass as women. Their only function is to woman. Her form is her function. And if you're going to make her form her function, then to quote that meme, tits or get the fuck out. Your function is your form, so give us your form. You know, thinking about it, it's almost like as if they're trying to satisfy the male gaze. Is the Bechdel test the feminist version of the male gaze? Maybe we should start doing that instead. Maybe we should call it the Bechdel gaze rather than the Bechdel test. I mean, it was invented by a lesbian. Maybe that's what it was, just to get more women on so you can ogle them. So please, quit all this diversity crap. Because if you're going to reduce women just to being women for the sake of putting them in as women, then all you're doing is making them nothing more than just women. Their only purpose is woman. I didn't know we could use woman as a verb rather than a noun. Ghostbusters failed because it was just about as pleasant as wiping your ass with broken glass, not because the audience hates diversity. Wonder Woman was successful, not because of diversity, but because it was a good film. We're thirsting for some goddamn good cinema, some goddamn good television. We see evidence for this in ticket sales. Ghostbusters flopped because it was shit. Wonder Woman succeeded because it was amazing. People vote with their money, they vote with their feet. Game of Thrones, great TV show. Is it great because equality and diversity? No, it's great because of fantastic writing, it's beautiful to watch, and the storyline is fantastic, and everything about it is just brilliant. Put any goddamn spoilers in the comment section, I'm going to kill you. The diversity element is a non-issue. You're the only ones who care about it, and when you punch for it, you fail. So, if you are going to reduce it to sex, then expect it to become nothing more than just about sex. And please, don't blame us for the fact that you're so myopic that you can't understand that people are going into the cinema for the sake of cinema rather than for the sake of some identity politics pro-equality bullshit. Don't blame us for the fact that you can't write a good screenplay and you're too hooked up in your bullshit politics. Because we want quality, not quotas. Anyway, you'd think that all that would be common knowledge, common sense, the fact that people want good content rather than have identity politics shoved down their throat, but hey, your guess is as good as mine, because as they say, all interpretations are good as one another. Anyway, that's been another video by me, Jordan Lit Screen. It was a rather fucking depressing video, and I hated having to make it, because, hey, people are stupid and sometimes it has to be responded to. Oh well, until next video, stay safe, stay groovy, and toodle pip. I gotta note, though, the sheer hypocrisy about all of this. How the same people who whinge all about cultural appropriation and theft of identity are now the very same people who are pushing the exact agenda to appropriate other roles and steal identities. A bit two-faced of them, don't you think?